Let's Oj lad. Hemi Ahio versus Joe Ageli under the David Nikita versus Floyd Mason card. This was the third fight of the main event, and it was fucking sick, man. I liked Hemi Ahio. He went out there, he looked good. The CKB man, the Tongan New Zealand treasure. This guy went out there and he did what he needed to do against Joe Ageli, a guy who's realistically not that much of a known name in the boxing scene, but a tough guy, a tough man. He went out there. All respect to both fighters. Got to respect both fighters. You know, these guys are at the lower end of the level of professional heavyweight boxers, but they went out there and they put on a decently fun scrap, and Hemi Ohio got the third round TKO, mainly due to exhaustion. He kind of took a knee and then another knee, and then from then it was toast for old Joe Ageli, but it was a decent scrap. It was a decent scrap. Hemi Ahio is a good boxer. He's a good boxer. He's a good journeyman. He's a good gatekeeper, whatever you want to call him. I believe he's held national titles. He's been in world title talks in the past, fighting out of CKB. He's a good fighter. He's a talented fighter, hard-hitting heavyweight, and he went out there and he did well on a nice little New Zealand card. It's not often we see boxing fights occurring in New Zealand. I can't show any footage, unfortunately, but hopefully the pictures are doing it justice. It was a decent heavyweight scrap. It was a decent heavyweight scrap. This wasn't fucking Anthony Joshua going out there. This wasn't Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley. You know, these guys were slow, sluggers, the type of fight you expect to see in a bar, but it was a fun scrap nonetheless. A fun scrap to watch. It was nice. It was a decent scrap, and Hemi Ohio got the victory in the third round. What's next for him? He's coming off a bit of a layoff, so I think this was good for him to just dust off the rust, you know, get back in there, get a few rounds under his belt. I believe this was scheduled for 10. It went for 3. His cardio looked as good as it could for a guy who's 35 years old, aging in the sport. Still decently young for a heavyweight, you know, he can have a few good fights on local cards and maybe even abroad. The world is truly his oyster, and I want to see him in there against another lowish level guy in the heavyweight division. You know, he's talked about wanting to fight again this year. He had a bit of a layoff. I'm not sure if it was due to injury or personal reasons, but he said he's found his love for the game. He's found his love for boxing once more, and it's just good to see a New Zealand heavyweight going in there and doing well. It's always good for the sport of boxing. New Zealand's a small country, and when boxing comes here, when there are shows, it's always good for combat sports. Combat sports is constantly growing in this country, and it's great to see Hemi Ahio doing well and succeeding. Like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about this fight in the comments below. We have a world title fight coming up and an IBF world title eliminator coming up with David Nika. I will be following these fights and providing you guys with some coverage. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'm having to watch this on some freaking dodgy Brazilian streaming app. It's probably giving my computer a billion different viruses. Subscribe so I can actually afford to buy the pay-per-view next time. And I'll see you boys in the next one. We got David Nika coming up. Let's Oj, lad. I'm going for David Nika by brutal KO over Floyd Mason. Let me know your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one. Much love.